Crenshaw. The 9th hole. Saturday, the 1984 Masters. (1934), springtime in the Deep South, and a great tradition is born as a group of golf aficionados led by Bob Jones and Cliff Roberts invite some famous friends to test their skills at a lovely new course in Augusta, Georgia. 50 years later, and what quickly came to be called the Masters is here again in all its glory. After sensational tap-in birdies at the previous 2 holes, Jack in round 2 needed to hole from here just to make the cut. Unpredictable indeed. And here's yet more of that particular Masters mystique. You'd have to follow golf pretty closely to know much about this engaging character. His name is Mark Lai, and he's a 31-year-old Californian with an Ichabod Crane stride and a fine self-deprecating sense of humor. And to add to his seemingly endless golfing problems, he's a diabetic who must never forget to snack regularly on the course in order to stay healthy. After 7 years on the tour, he finally won last year, which got him his first Masters invitation. But coming in here, Mark Lai was a lowly 103rd on the money list. But look at this stuff. Lanky Mark Lai comes close to slaughtering Augusta National with an eagle and 5 birdies for an almost flawless 66 that gives him the halfway lead by 3 strokes over Tom Kite. Who would have bet even 1,000 to 1 on that situation after 36 holes before play began last Thursday morning? And then on Saturday, after 2 of the prettiest golfing days in Masters history, the weather joins the Keep 'em Guessing act. Kite with the honor. He's cut Lai's lead to 1 shot with a fine outward 9. Bunkered. Mark has played pretty solid golf today, apart from a double bogey on the 9th hole.
Down. Whoa. Get down.
On the dance floor.
They're announcing then play.
And that's it for the 3rd round. The players still on the course will mark and lift their balls and resume play at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then get about a 3-hour break before beginning the final 18, assuming this monster doesn't inundate the course too severely. Sunday, and an all-around sigh of relief. And here's how they stand. Mark Lai, still hanging in there, 1 shot ahead of Tom Kite, with Ben Crenshaw and David Graham 3 shots back. Number 12, Kite, from the bunker. Superb! Lai from about 25 feet for birdie. A little hefty. Kite for par. Rock solid. Lai for par to stay ahead by 1. Ouch! Well, this fellow's always been very frank about his trepidations and limitations, but that's a rough way to get started again. Nick Faldo, approach shot to 18. A lot of people in his native Britain think Nick is getting close to challenging Ballesteros as Europe's top golfer. And there's why. David Graham playing with Faldo. Right behind them, Lai double bogeyed 16. So Lai and Kite are now tied for the lead at 8 under par. For birdie to also go 8 under. Not quite enough steam, but the par leaves the Australian only 1 off the lead at this point. Faldo for birdie. Putting is one of his strong suits. 7 under, and now a great chance to become the first Briton to win the Masters. Lai left his approach to the 18th way short. Kite from 10 feet with a tricky right to left break. Well, there's never been a more persistent bridesmaid here than Tom Kite. Could this be his week?
Happy with that
For par. Yes, sir. The final round, and the leaders drive from the first tee. Tom Watson, fighting for his 3rd Masters and 9th major championship at 6 under par. The Australian, David Graham, the only man from down under to win the United States Open Championship at -7. Also at 7 under, Ben Crenshaw, the pride of Texas and the PGA Tour's supreme traditionalist, but still to win one of the game's premier titles. Nick Faldo, a winner in Europe 5 times last year, and now determined to prove himself in the world's toughest arena, tied with Graham and Crenshaw at 7 under. 1 shot better at -8, Mark Lai, with the chance of a lifetime on his first visit to Augusta National. And the leader at 9 under par, Tom Kite, dedicated, gritty as they come, always up there, but still to take one of the game's big 4. Graham, Faldo, and Lai have quickly lost ground on the opening holes, but playing the 8th, Crenshaw is only 1 stroke off the pace. This is his 3rd shot. And a fine one it is. Ben was joint runner-up with Tom Kite in last year's Masters and second alone in '76. Yes, a birdie 4, and it ties him for the lead with Kite. Let's hear it for Texas. Hook 'em horns. 9th hole, swinging the 6-iron. And that's another keeper for sure. Watson to number 10 with a wood off a poor drive. He's 2 shots back of Crenshaw at 7 under par. Leaking to the right, but not too badly. Crenshaw downhill, right to left, and fast. Ben holed for birdie from a bunker here yesterday, and now this. Out in 33, 10 under par, and alone in the lead by 1 stroke. Watson at the 10th. Number 11, and just look at that blossom. National Open champion Larry Nelson, also out in 33, and now 8 under par for the tournament. And there's a courageous golf shot. Watson for par. Knew he'd missed it as soon as he hit it. Bogey and back to -6. 4 shots behind Crenshaw. Nelson to get within 1 stroke of Ben. A great birdie for the Georgian. Just fabulous. Crenshaw to the 10th off a perfect tee shot. Driving has been his Achilles heel in recent years, but not this week. 4 iron. Looks a little right and short. Well, it made the green at least. Number 12, the par 3. Lovely, but so often lethal. Larry Nelson. Oh, and he does it like it. Rays Creek does it again. And there go Nelson's Masters hopes for this year at least. Crenshaw back at the 10th green. He's about 60 feet from the hole. Many of the pros will tell you Ben owns the finest stroke on tour, but it's going to be put to the test right here, and he knows it. Looks pretty good. Golly, can you believe that? Unreal. Unbelievable. What a putt. From 60 feet at least. Just incredible. He can hardly believe it himself. Good night, what a bonus. And that's 3 birdies in a row, which takes him to 11 under par and puts him now 2 strokes clear of Tom Kite. Back up the fairway. Kite was visibly shaken when he saw that monster drop. And who could blame him? Here's his approach. Hooking. Just short of the putting surface. Tom's elected to chip. Normally, that's one of his strengths. Good weight, but he misread the break. For par, and pretty much a must. Nope, that will be a bogey. And the body language tells just how Tom feels about it. Crenshaw bogeyed the 11th hole with a pushed approach and a weak chip. Tee shot to 12, 6 iron. Gorgeous and extremely brave with this wicked pin position. There's some fine golf being played up ahead also. David Edwards here is 4 under for the day and 7 under for the tournament, coming to the final green. If this drops, he'll be the pace setter at 8 under par. 8 under it is, and a very fine Masters for this year's Los Angeles Open winner. Crenshaw to 12th green, and from about 12 feet. Jiminy Cricket, what a touch. Birdie number 4 in 5 holes, and now 3 strokes ahead of Tom Kite. Here's Kite. Tee shot to number 12. Whoa, no, that's in the water. Crenshaw pitching to the 13th, 3rd shot. He saw what just happened to Kite and sensibly laid up, well short of the creek. Notice the new method of dropping. With the penalty stroke, Tom will be playing his 3rd shot. And he's short again. Crenshaw for birdie. But it's a safe par, which is all he needs right now. Kite, fourth shot. For a double bogey 5. No. And so for the 6th year in a row, Tom Kite will finish high in the final Masters reckoning, but with perhaps the harshest memories yet of what might have been. The 14th green, and once again, Crenshaw has left himself a mighty task with the putter. Just a 2-putt from here would be almost miraculous. It's going to be short. About 20 feet short. All-time greats with the wand in his hand. Oh, for a touch like that. And nerves like that, too. Bill Morgan at the final hole at 8 under par for birdie. If this drops, Crenshaw still has some golf to play to be sure of a green jacket. Gill's 5 under for today's round. Watson now 7 under at the 16th. A couple of birds, and he could also make Crenshaw sweat a lot harder. 15. Ben laid up here just as he did on the other over-the-water par 5, the 13th, which is smart playing in his position. Third shot coming up. Looks good. Watson from 25 feet. Drill! And you know this Masters is far from over in his mind. The 15th green, and Ben's just 15 feet away from yet another birdie. The way he's been putting today, it's a gimme. "12 under par, and a 4-stroke lead again. Oh my, just incredible." 16, and the last water hole. Gentle Ben Crenshaw, age 32, everybody's friend. A man without an enemy. Loved even by the guys who he is trying to beat every week. Not to mention the fans here and everywhere else he plays around the world. From 35 feet and swift. For par. To the final tee. He bogeyed the 17th, but short of a disaster, only one man need concern him now. And here he is, Tom Watson, 6-iron, final approach shot. And a great one. Ben's going with the driver, which exemplifies how well he's controlled that often problematical club all this week. Super! Dead center of the fairway. As always, win or lose, the Masters patrons pay a special tribute to the greats of the game. Or outright second at worst. 1984 has not been a great year for this man so far, but top golfers always seem to be able to raise their games for the big ones. Well played, Tom. Now comes the final test of mind and muscle, of heart and stomach and soul for Ben Crenshaw, a golfer who has candidly admitted on frequent occasions that his life would be forever incomplete without at least one major championship victory. He's been trying to fill that gap now for more than a decade. Anything better than a double bogey on this final hole, and he will have done so, will have climbed a mountain that has grown ever taller with each passing year. And there it is, safely on the green. And so, for one of the most likable golfers ever to grace this old and noble game, the dream of a lifetime is about to come true. Ben Crenshaw, the 1984 Masters champion.